How do we as women let go of our sexual conditioning, all those places that have been shut down in us by patriarchy and all of our social conditioning of our culture, our families, our parents, our partners, all of those different parts? How do we let go of it? Welcome to my Wise Woman Sexuality channel, and my name is Annette Bolsh, and I am a sexual educator and practitioner, and my desire is to help more and more women feel empowered and more pleasured in their sexuality. And so now on to what do we do with our sexual conditioning? That conditioning comes from thousands of years of patriarchy. It comes from living with all of those no's that we get taught. No, we're not supposed to feel like that. No, we're not supposed to look like that. No, we're not supposed to smell like that. No, we're not meant to behave like that. All of these different rules and regulations that stop us from being who we are. And the way to actually move through that conditioning is simply to give ourselves permission to be as we are. And how do we give ourselves permission to do that? Well, one of the most direct ways is to give ourselves permission to feel what we feel. Because usually the first thing that we do with our feelings is we actually make that feeling wrong, or we try to get rid of it or repress it. And that's really falling into the lap of our conditioning that also wants us to get rid of and deny our authentic and vulnerable feelings. Whether that's the feeling that goes along with that thought of my body isn't good enough, that shame feeling, whether that's feeling of fear of I don't know if I'm going to be able to perform well enough, whether it's that feeling of regret, oh, I just haven't been there for myself, whether it's that feeling of pissed offness and anger that, oh, nobody's ever listened to me. My partners have never been there for me. That's a valid feeling. Whether it's that shame or that whatever it might be that comes from our familial conditioning, the messages that we were consciously or unconsciously given about our sexuality and how it's possible for us to be, whether we can enjoy pleasuring our anus, whether we can enjoy self-pleasuring, whether we can enjoy having a threesome, whether we can enjoy making beautiful, delicious love with our partner without feeling like we're wrong in any way. Or whether it's that feeling of self-doubt or fear or frustration that we're taking too long, that we're not performing in a way that's going to make our partners feel at ease, that they don't have to wait for us. It's like feeling all of these feelings in our bodies is actually what helps to let go of that conditioning. It literally releases it from our body and makes it easier for us to let go of the thoughts. Releases it from our body and makes it easier for us to let go of the thoughts that can become repetitive in our minds. Because until we actually let go of those feelings, the thoughts will continue to cycle and continue to cycle and continue to cycle. And the way out of those thoughts is down into your body, into what is the feeling that goes along with that thought. And to help us to make it more possible for us to feel, it's actually saying to ourselves, this feeling is absolutely correct. This feeling is absolutely okay. In fact, I'm going to totally, absolutely love this feeling. Whether it's shame, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, whether it's doubt, whether it's not good enough, whatever that feeling may be, it's feeling it. I'm going to love this feeling, because when we stop making it wrong, we stop resisting it and we give it a chance to actually move through and get into a state of flow where it no longer has to control us, and where we can then make a choice that is not coming from that limiting, controlled sexual conditioning, but is coming from a place of, so what would I like right now? What is my desire in this moment? And can I give myself permission to act out that desire, or to even feel and state that desire? Can I give myself permission to make the feelings that go along with that desire okay? Can I give myself permission to love the feelings that go along with that desire? This is the way out of our sexual conditioning, one step at a time, which can feel overwhelming in the beginning, but every step we take opens us up to more moments of pleasure, more moments of connection with ourselves, more moments of availability to our lovers. So I really invite you to see if you can give yourself permission to feel and to make your feelings absolutely okay, and to even love your feelings that come up, whether they're sexual feelings or whether they're emotional feelings or sensual feelings or sensory feelings, whatever they might be, those feelings that are in your body, giving yourself permission to make them okay, to make them valid, and to actually feel them. This is the way through your conditioning, which would rather keep you in your head, locked up and locked down, than where you can be if you step into a feeling and let it flow. And you also take responsibility for that feeling. It's not about venting our feelings all over everyone around us. It's about feeling it in our bodies, breathing it through, letting it be there, and letting it move through us. So it's not about anyone else. It's about this internal experience that we're giving ourselves permission for. And the more that we do this, the more we actually connect to our inner power, that part of us that knows that we're okay exactly as we are, and that knows that we can choose for ourselves to be however we want to be, because we are capable of so much. So I'd love you to play with this idea of giving yourself permission, and maybe even do some journaling about it. What would come up for you if you gave yourself permission? And I'd love you to even put in the comments what is a feeling that is most uncomfortable or most challenging for you to feel. Let's kick ass of our conditioning and let's move out of it one feeling at a time, by saying yes to it, by saying I love you to it, whatever that feeling may be. And thank you so much for tuning in to my Wise Woman Sexuality video today. And I'd love you to hit like and also to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so that you and others like you can step more into their pleasure, their power, and their self-love through their sexuality. See you again soon.